Welcome to Scream Queen's Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Oh, there's that lovely familiar sound of our final girl, Miss Justine.
And you're over here driving us to our final destination, the soul survivor, the birthday boy, Mr. Josh. Happy birthday, bestie.
Thanks, bestie. I'm just driving the sound booth today on my birthday. We get to tell them what we're doing for my birthday today.
Oh, you want me to tell them?
How are you treating me for my birthday?
Well, once again, we have reserved ourselves 2 spots at the Muskogee Castle Zombie 5K Run.
If it's September, that means zombie episode.
That means we're going to be running for our lives.
We're running for our lives. Are we going to get infected, or will we be soul survival and final girl?
Are we going to make it?
So far, we've never survived. So
although we've never survived,
we're not living up.
Infected.
We're not living up to our names at this run. We've got to. I'm using my birthday to my advantage today. I'm going to tell the zombies before they grab our ribbons. If you haven't listened in previous years, it is a 5K that you run through. Zombies are chasing you. You have ribbons around your waist, and they try to get your ribbons. If you make it through the race with at least one ribbon, you get a survivor medal. If you get all your ribbons taken away, you are infected, and we have gotten the infected medal the last couple years.
Yes, we have finished the 5Ks every year.
Yes.
But we have just not made it through.
Those zombies like our ribbons. So as I was saying, I'm using my birthday today to my advantage. I'm going to be like, please, it's my birthday. Don't take my ribbon, it's my birthday.
And I'm going to be like, please, don't take my ribbon, it's his birthday.
She's with me.
I'm piggybacking on that shit, bitch.
We got to survive because it's my birthday. So we'll see if that works out for me. Will these zombies be compassionate? Will they...
Do they have a heart, or have they already?
It's my birthday. Will they want to celebrate? Will they want cake? Will they want to blow up balloons and sing me a song?
We should have done that. We should have brought like a whole bunch of balloons.
Tied them
so
to
you
me.
could have just handed a balloon to every zombie that tried to take your foot. You know, like your little ribbon. It's not too late.
It's like we think of these things at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's like we're recording an episode. I can't stop and get balloons now.
We cannot. Surely not.
Surely not.
Okay, but we are covering the 1979, 1980s. There's 2 dates because it kind of released big time with titles that are different in 2 different places.
What is it?
Zombie or Zombie 2 if you're in Italy.
It's funny. This is our first Fulci movie we've ever covered.
It's our first fucking Fulci.
And we love some Lucio Fulci.
Fulci.
We love to have your mulchi. I couldn't.
What?
My mind couldn't rhyme fast enough.
I want a mulchi on your
So
Fulci.
I came up with mulchi. And I guess we could make it sexual.
If
you know. What would mulching be? Like, oh yeah, let's go mulch.
I'm gonna go mulch on your.
Is it like munching? Mulching?
Yeah, maybe.
Go mulch that pussy.
Does Lucio Fulci have a pussy?
I'm sure you got plenty.
You're so naughty.
We're being
my
naughty.
goodness.
At the top of the episode, we're already throwing out the P word, and
well, it's my podcast. I can do what I want with
it.
It's
our podcast and my party. So it's my birthday.
He's gonna party like it's his birthday.
So yeah, we're covering Zombie, the infamous zombie movie directed by Lucio Fulci.
Yes.
And one thing that kind of sets this apart from a lot of zombie movies at the time is the setting. I love how they set it back like in the Caribbean. It's back where, they take it to the roots of like voodooism.
They take it to the roots.
They take it to the roots of voodooism.
Take it to the roots. Take it to the roots.
It's not just about like a nuclear spill or something, which, come on. Night of the Living Dead.
Come on.
Amazing. But I'm just saying it's fun to see something different.
I totally agree. But we should explain, too, that the titles are different if you're in Italy because was it Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead? One of them had just come out in the U.S. and in Italy, and it had just gangbusters there, so they were wanting to ride on the coattails of the movie. So when Zombie was released in Italy in 1979, they released it as the titles Zombie 2 because Dawn of the Dead was called Zombie in Italy.
And so they were trying to, just throwing out a little confusion, trying to get people, like you said, piggybacking on that title, on its popularity, so people would go see it. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead would have already been out, Dawn of the Dead. So, there you go.
There you go.
If you're in Italy, it's Zombie 2.
There's the movie
Rest
history.
of the world, it's Zombie. But apparently, Lucio Fulci didn't even know that they were going to do that.
I personally know it because, one night I was laying on his pillow.
And she was like, hey, Luch, tell me all about the time.
Fulci, let me mulching on you, Fulci.
After we were mulching and mulching.
And then tell me about it.
Tell me about it, Stud.
Golly. Okay, let's just keep going.
Anyway.
We've got nowhere in this.
So, here we go.
We've just been able to say.
The movie starts with a man shooting a body bag.
Let's mention also the music and Mia Farrow's sister.
Yeah, Mia Farrow's sister is in this movie, all wild-eyed and...
Oh, she is just as doe-eyed as can be.
You say doe-eyed, I say wild-eyed.
Wild-eyed, crazy-eyed?
She looks a little crazy.
Oh, goodness.
She looks,
she looks like a little Mia.
A little unsettled.
Yeah, she's always really concerned about her father.
My father, where is he? I haven't seen him in years, but now I'm concerned.
The detached voice that is present in all of this movie, because that's kind of classic Italian filming of the time
I would like to look into that more and see when they actually change that.
Yeah, so they just kind of record no sound, then go in later, and they're dubbing it in a lot of different languages, so they just go ahead and they'll dub it in English, even if maybe they filmed it in English.
Yeah, it's just a weird tradition of Italian filmmaking. Even if you go back and see old Fellini films, they're done in that style too. There's always that detachment from the voice to the picture, even if sometimes you can tell they're saying the same dialogue.
Yes.
It's still, you could tell, not completely in sync.
Yeah, they could be almost tuned up together, but it's just slightly disembodied. In sync.
Uh-huh. Bye.
Sorry, I had to get a drink. Pardon me, I had to get a drink.
She was thirsty, y'all.
Oh my goodness, okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about the music. Fabio Frizzi. We got some good, solid jams
Fabio
going through. Fabio Frizzi.
Fabio.
Through this movie, there's a melody that accompanies most of the kind of action zombie presence in it that
really tickles her fancy.
Get it. Zombie.
Doing it.
Okay.
In your face.
Oh yeah. Okay. All of that last part is not.
It's
in the movie.
It's the essence.
It's just what we take from it.
It felt right.
When we're watching it and twerking, because that music comes on.
It doesn't take much to get us twerking, really.
It doesn't take much for me to just drop a beat wherever I am.
We love to drop a beat.
Yup. Shake the booties that were given to us.
We like to, do it all.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's not.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's not. Drop it like you've got snot in your nose.
In your nose. That doesn't rhyme.
No.
Okay, all right. Now, let's paint a picture for you. Let's tell you about this movie.
Is this picture gonna have happy little trees in it?
It's gonna have palm trees in it.
Happy little palm trees.
Happy little palm trees.
I love the exotic setting.
Yes, they definitely did some Caribbean filming.
Yeah, a lot of it's set in the Caribbean, but I think they shot a lot of it in Mexico.
Mexico! Ole! Yeah, they did.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Yes.
You heard it here first.
Filming
folks.
locations were just in a few places. New York is one of them. Okay, let's open the film. We open the film with a person kind of masked in shadow holding a gun, shooting towards the camera. And then we see a body wrapped in a canvas bag rising up.
And he shoots it.
Shoots! He scores! Got him right in the head.
And then it goes to the title sequence, and you're like, well, what was that all about?
Yeah, he says to a person off screen, you can prepare the boat now. And then we get zombie, and we get the score coming in.
And we're like, oh, this is gonna be something. Twerk, 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 twerk.
Melody, let's twerk it out, let's work it out. Ian McCullough's name is on the screen right now. It's just a fire.
Here we are in New York City.
Yep. New
York, New
York.
And of course, it's bittersweet now because you see the Twin Towers right away.
Yeah, they dominate that landscape, that skyline.
Those beautiful babies.
The city skyline. We know we're in New York City, is what we're saying.
And you see a boat just floating in the harbor, and there's all this chatter of the police boats, like, oh, there's just an abandoned boat out in the water. And
we're gonna send somebody to look.
Let's go look. And they send these two kind of doofus cops.
These harbor police.
She says harbor police, I say doofus cops.
And they aboard the sailboat to investigate, and they go below deck, or one of them goes below. I love that
show on Bravo.
Oh my gosh, yes, that is such a great show.
In this one, who's the captain? Is it Sandy or Lee?
I think it's Sandy.
Okay, good.
When they go downstairs.
Is it Katie or Hannah?
Kate.
Okay, Kate.
Oh my gosh, I do love Kate.
Anyways,
we are going on a
we
tangent.
Not talking?
We're not.
It's a different below deck.
I knew exactly where you were going when I was going to say below deck. I almost knew you were going to make a below deck Bravo joke, and no. They're not paying us.
Watch what happens.
So we, the patrolmen go below deck and looking around, and there's some nasty ass food that hasn't been eaten. It's rotten. There are bugs on the floor.
Actually, I hate to be this person, but only one of them goes below deck.
I already said that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no. And now...
I'll take it back. I stand corrected.
Yeah, I said only one of them goes below deck. One of them stays up there. So, all right. So, we got bugs on the floor. We got bugs on... There's a piano down there, by the way, guys. I thought that was kind of, like, bougie. Yeah. You just taking a piano on a sailboat.
Piano on my sailboat.
So, like, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Baby got a lot of weight.
Baby got back.
So there's like a piano, and there's some bugs on the keys, and by bugs I mean like worms and stuff, and it's like, so something's
Things
dead.
Are unhealthy.
And then you see it. You see this hand, but you don't see anything else. It's just a hand.
But you know that hand is dead.
It's a dead hand.
It's a dead hand.
It's got missing flesh. There's definite some like tears.
Something was eating it.
Something might have been getting some num-nums.
You're like,
on
oh,
it.
that's why there's worms and unhealthy things.
Yeah, there's
a rotting corpse.
Mess under carriage. And then there's this quick cut to a closet. A zombie busts out, attacks the harbor patrolman. He gets nummied on himself.
And it's funny how slow these zombies are, but everyone seems to get in a trance.
Everybody's always like, ah!
You know what? That's not far from the truth. You know what? Actually, I'll go as far as saying you're not exaggerating at all. That's like kind of what happens throughout this whole movie. There's these slow-ass zombies. No, I'm not even going to use the word chase, because no one's running.
No, nobody is. In fact, there's someone who's injured as fuck. And they are just taking their time getting to him.
And they just stand there and look at the thing coming towards them. We're like, no. Ah!
Like, they could scoot.
They could get out of there and just run.
But they don't scoot no boot.
Because these zombies are not running.
No, they're not.
But that doesn't seem to cross anyone's mind. Like, oh, this thing is slow.
They're classic undead, like reanimated corpses that are just
zombies. You know, this is
trolling along.
Postmodern running infected zombies.
No, we're not wanting is what I was just supposed to. We're not wanting. We're not running like we're going to be in a little bit.
So this cop gets eaten.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't run. He stands there and just gets eaten.
And the cop that's above deck hears what's going on, and the zombie rises out from below.
And again, the cop just stands there. He does shoot at him, right?
Yeah, he shoots at him, and the zombie falls overboard, and he gets like some shots, and it kind of propel him overboard.
Yeah.
And so, so that's this like first instance that we have is this zombie on the boat.
There's zombies in New York City.
we cut to the next scene, and it's a man sitting in a kind of, you can tell it's like an editorial office. It's a newspaper, and he's taking a call, getting a tip of what's going on at the harbor.
Putting the tip in?
He's putting the tip in. Well, somebody on the phone's putting the tip in. Just the tip, though. The tip. Yeah.
Doesn't count if it's just the tip.
No, but it's fun. It's a little fun play, I guess. Like, so.
How are you?
Just a little morning greeting.
Well, how do you do?
A little hey there. Like, we can all the way, not right now, but.
Hi.
Hello. Oh my God. Okay. So he gets a tip about the recent incident in the harbor, and so this guy goes and screams for Peter West. So we get Ian McCullough coming up, and he's like, "Yo, I'm Peter West, and I'm on the job.
Like,
I'll go down to the harbor and see what's going on."
He's like, I know everything.
I know everything. Can you see through these super tight pants? I'm packing some pretty decent meat. I'm not going to brag, but
I'm a man for the job, okay?
I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to... Okay, so he takes the job, and he heads down to the harbor, and we go to the harbor, and Ann Bowles is there, played by Tissa Farrow. Tissa. Tissa Missa.
Tassa.
Tassa.
Tissa.
Oh my God. Butchering this up and down.
The point is she's a pharaoh.
She's a pharaoh, okay?
She's kind of feral.
She's
really.
just like a little, almost like she's like a little squirrel that's just kind of like, erratic and like
she got
looking
the
for her
wild
daddy.
Eyes. She's got the wild eyes.
She's looking for her daddy.
Oh my God.
Where's her daddy?
She's like, I want to find my dad.
Okay, all right. So she's there. She is having to identify the boat as her father's because they can't seem to find him.
Where's my dad?
Where's my father? Damn it! And no one knows. And she's also like, I don't know where he is. I haven't spoken to him in months. He told me he was going to the Caribbean, to Antilles, and he ain't called me since. And so, leave it at that. Next scene, we're at the coroner's office.
I'm choking, y'all.
Yeah, he's choking, man. We're at the coroner's office, and there's this weird, like, banter that's happening between these two coroners that are looking over the body of the patrolman that had died, that had been bitten up by the zombie on the sailboat. And so they're looking.
Yes, ma'am.
They're looking over the body, but one you can tell is obviously teaching the other, but he is like the world's worst teacher and is always shaking his head at the other person. Yeah, and like, just like, what's your hypothesis? And then that's what you've come up with? Like, it's
dumb.
Stupid! You're an idiot! Get the fuck out! He was hardcore like that.
You don't belong here.
You can't sit with us. So as they are looking over the body and kind of coming up with the hypothesis of how this person ended up being dead, because the zombie went into the water, and I'm sure when the policeman was like, yeah, I shot like a man who was like eating someone, they were like, okay. Oh, sure, yeah, that's what you should, like, so they're having to deduce what happened.
I love taking a big deduce.
They got to deduce on this corpse. They're examining the body, and the corpse, we see the camera kind of swoop down, and there's the fingers that start to get animated, and we're like, see you later, dudes.
You're like, I know you guys are just going to stand there and take it.
Yeah. Take it like a man.
Yes.
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 Yes, take it like a man.
Take it like a man.
Okay.
Yes.
So, well, obviously we know what's happening at the coroner's office now. There's going to be 2 more fresh zombies in just a couple of seconds. We go back to the harbor, and we've got Anne sneaking around on her daddy's boat.
I'm gonna look at my dad's boat at night, damn it.
I'm gonna go see my daddy.
I'm breaking the law.
I'm gonna try to find some clues about my daddy.
This my daddy.
And this is where
this boat belongs to my daddy. I wish that's how she said it.
The whole movie. Oh, this
belongs to my daddy.
This is my daddy's. God, yeah, for sure. It would have made her character a lot more interesting.
Since she's like very mealy mouthed, like
me and my dad, but I wanna go find my dad.
I'm Tessa Farrow.
I'm Tessa Missa Massa.
What the fuck are you saying?
I have no idea, but you started it. You're like Tessa Fussa, like fuck you. Tessa Tessa. Okay, so she's investigating, and also let's just point out this is where it's kind of more giallo. We get some inspiration.
Yeah, it's almost like a giallo zombie film. I mean, Lucio Fulci, that's what he's known for.
Is giallo.
But you know, characteristics of that genre or subgenre are, you know, a detective, an investigation, a mystery.
Something's going on. Something's got to do with something.
That's getting set right here. She wants to know what happened to her dad, and she's gonna get this detective involved. He's gonna get on the boat. They're gonna bump into each other. They're gonna pretend to bump uglies. We'll get into that in just a minute. It's a weird scene.
It is. Because he also is on that boat, and there is a police officer that's kind of patrolling around, and she bumps into him, and before she can make too much of a ruckus, he covers her mouth and then kind of sets the scene for like, hey, that police officer is going to come in here, so we're going to have to pretend that we're like a couple.
Yeah, they hear a police officer getting on the boat. He's like, oh, you want to know how? Follow my lead if you want to get out of this. Do you trust me? She's like, oh, okay. So, yeah,
Do you trust me?
Yeah, she's like, I met you like 2 seconds ago.
What?
But they pretend like they're fucking on the boat when the cop shows up. They're like, oh, we just snuck up on the boat to bump our ugly...
Get the tip in.
Our ugly
They're just
private.
doing the tip.
To put the petty in the the buddy. The petty
and the buddy. Oh my god. God. Okay, so... Alright, so they did that, and the cop leaves them alone, and they start chit-chatting about how the last time she saw her dad and where he went, and he's like, you know what, there's got to be something to do with something about your missing father and these attacks on the boats where people are saying that people are coming to life. Yeah.
He's like, I'll help you.
So we're going to the Dominican Republic.
So, yeah, they fly. First you see this awesome, I wonder if it was JFK back in like 1979, but you could tell at the time was supposed to be a very modern airport hangar or airport terminal. It's like all red and super like 60s, 70s, and it's awesome. I love seeing it. But RIP, I don't believe it looks like that anymore.
No, it's just vintage.
But yeah, so they fly down to the Caribbean, and they're like, we gotta charter ourselves a boat. Let's find somebody.
We gotta find someone.
Take us to this island. What is the name of the island?
Matul.
Matul.
Yeah.
We gotta find the island of Matul. Let's go find someone to take us there. And they stumble upon this couple.
Susan and Brian.
They're on vacation. They're going boating.
They are avid boaters and scuba divers, and so they were going to be hitting up all the... Yes, she's a topless scuba diver. So they were like, yeah, they were kind of reluctant because they also had heard of the island of Matul, but they weren't planning on going there because it sounded scary, and there were rumors that there was an illness that was on the island, and we'll hear lots more about that.
People are coughing on that island.
People got choked. So they ask the couple, they'll pay them. So they say, sure, you can just join us. We'll make it there eventually. And so they, now we've got Susan, Brian, Peter, and Anne. That's the foursome that's happening, the little foursome in the boat. Well, we get to the island of Matul, and we have Dr. Menard.
Rhymes with... I don't know. Something very un-PC. Moving along. Menard.
Oh my god, okay, so we have this doctor, and he, obviously he's the doctor at the very beginning, we can tell, because he's having, like, another moment of having to take out some zombies.
Yeah, you're there's the guy with the gun from the beginning. I forgot about him. He was shooting body bags
He's,
earlier.
like, taking care of these, like, sick people in this hospital, and they're, like, truly sick. There's, like, people in there that have, like, throw up on them. No one's, like, bothering to clean them off.
I'm like, get her a wet rag and clean her mouth up.
She's like, can you imagine, like, that you still have the vomit, like, in your mouth and around you, and it just stinks, and it's in your mouth. It's...
get her some bottled water. She needs to rinse.
Bottled water. She needs, like, a wipey.
She needs
someone
to
give her a sponge
and
bath.
Someone clean her up.
Someone needs a rinse and spit, that's for sure.
She needs to clean her mouth.
So Dr. Menard is also doing research on the illness on the island, and then the subsequent, like, reanimation that happens because of it.
He's like, something is going on. Something has to do with something. But is he leading it on? Is he letting it happen?
We don't even know. But he goes home to his, like, little mansion to see his wife, Paola,
and she's not happy. She is not happy with him at all. In fact, she is pissed. She's pissed.
She's hearing rumors from all of the, like, servants that are at the house about all of the villagers that are getting sick and dying and being buried, but then coming back, and she's getting frightened, so she wants to leave, and the doctor's like, no, we're not leaving. You're fine. These are just rumors. And she's like, no, don't fucking gaslight me, motherfucker. I know you're up to something. Like, yeah,
she is crazy.
Cackling at him and acting very berserk. And so
he hits her.
He does what any warm-blooded
blue-blooded American man's gonna do. He's gonna knock the shit out of her and let her know who's boss.
Yeah, so that's gonna happen.
But no, that's not okay. He hits her and we hate him.
We don't like him anymore. We didn't really think we liked him, and then he hit his wife, and we were like, we don't like him.
Body bags.
Yeah.
Do we like him?
So he leaves her. She's all scared, and so she's like knocking back some juice. She's drinking
gin and juice.
Some gins and some juice, and he returns back to the hospital, and he starts doing these tests, and he is taking the blood out of his veins, his own veins, and then he is mixing it with blood of something else, and then putting it under, like, a microscope.
He's doing experiments. He's a scientist in a laboratory, damn it.
And something crazy's happening to that blood.
There's blood problems.
We get blood problems. We get blood problems galore, and he is saying something about that infected blood, and he's up to no good. I'm worried, like, that he doesn't have these islanders'
best intentions.
Yeah, like, at heart. Oh my goodness.
He's got ulterior motives.
Oh, you want to talk about ulterior motives?
Okay.
Let's get back to the boat.
What's happening with their motives that are ulterior there?
That was the worst segue ever. So, the ulterior motives is that we've got a Caribbean queen, and she wants to go swimming, topless swimming in the sea.
Oh, and you get, like, these shots of her, like, pillowy bush as she's, like, clipping in her scuba gear, and it's, like, up close. There's, like, just barely a piece of cloth.
Susan wanted to go scuba diving, so Susan does what Susan wants.
She's like, I go swimming with my titties out and my pubic hair long.
So she did have ulterior motives because they thought they were taking a boat ride in Matul, and she's like, nope, we're stopping and I'm doing scuba diving.
She's like, hey guys, the water is beautiful right here. I'm going to get some good pictures because that's really why I'm on this trip for. I didn't come all this way just for you. We're going to see about me for a minute.
It's not about you, it's about me.
Right now it's about me and my needs. I got to get my tits out.
Hashtag live, laugh, love.
My scuba gear on, and I gotta get in that water, okay? I gotta reconnect with myself.
So we have our Caribbean queen who has this epic underwater topless scuba dive scene, followed by a near-death shark attack experience,
Yes.
followed by an underwater zombie attack,
Oh my gosh.
followed by a shark/zombie attack.
Yeah, the shark and zombie fight. Yeah, while she's down there scuba diving, all of a sudden the shark comes after her. So she kind of goes low into the water, and she gets under, like, coral or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the shark attacks her also and hits the boat.
Yes.
And stuff, and kind of, like, we learn damages the boat.
And she's like, I gotta go back down!
Yeah, or
before he
he's
gets
gonna
me."
get me!
So she goes back down and goes, like, to this coral or this rock formation that's underwater, and all of a sudden this hand comes out, and it's a nasty hand, too. It's like a zombie hand.
It's like had been down there for a little bit.
It looks bad,
Mm-hmm.
but it grabs her, and, you know, needless to say, it scares her.
Yeah, she thought she was by herself.
I think it would scare me, too.
Like,
But-
here you are hanging out by some coral reef, already scared about a shark.
It's scared by a shark.
And it's
then
a really
man.
big night, like, it's a tiger shark. Like, it's a big-ass shark. And we have the zombie underwater that tries to attack her. She fends herself off by taking some coral and, like, jabbing
Rubs it on his
it.
hand. Yeah, it's kind of like, how did that really hurt him? I guess it was rough.
Yeah,
to
rubbing
been
it on his
rough.
face and jabbing it on him, and so
She gets away, and then the shark comes along and grabs him. And I wonder how they filmed this, because there's a lot of blood. And I know they didn't harm the shark.
No, because it was a shark trainer in the shark. It's all choreographed scene, and obviously he's got this, like, makeup on. It looks so good. The makeup underwater, like, is a really believable,
The blood
like,
looks real.
zombie. And when the shark even rips a zombie's arm off.
The
and
zombie's like punching the shark in the face.
it's super
really
cool.
crazy.
And
Yeah, I
biting,
love it.
the zombie, like, bites the shark, and there's, like, you know, blood. It's like, you know, he gets a chunk out
I
of
mean,
them.
you tell me, have you ever
Ish.
seen a zombie and a shark fight before? I haven't.
This is also an iconic, scary movie scene that's in some lists out there of the 100 scariest movie moments.
The eyeball scene is the scene they show in that.
Yes. Let's get to that right now. That's coming up. So
We get some more titties.
we
here
get
soon.
we're about to get some more titties. So Susan is saved because the shark and the zombie, they start attacking each other. Susan gets up there and she's like,
There's a man. There's a man down there.
I saw a man. It was a man.
Yeah, she's very frightened.
I saw a man.
I saw a man. There's a man down there.
A man down there.
Her line delivery is kind of fun.
And they're like, oh, what? You saw a man just hanging
There's a man
out?
down
Like, there's a man down there. She doesn't say anything about the fact that, like, he didn't have scuba gear
Tried to
on,
kill me.
that he tried to bite her, that he ended up fighting with the shark. Like, none of that.
The
Just,
shark and him are duking it out right now.
there's a man down there. Saw a man.
Saw a man.
Okay.
There's a man down there.
So we get back to the Menard residence. Yeah, Powell is there taking a shower, and we get some point of views coming in from the window, which I surmise is zombies outside
Yes,
her
just
window.
Being peeping toms, you know those peeping tom zombies, they're the worst. It's like you're just trying to take a shower, you got your tits out, you
I'm
got
cleaning
your
them
balls
titties.
untucked. You're like, damn,
I'm looking good,
fuck,
you know, because when I whip my dick out,
yeah.
it's
Sometimes you got your penis pump out.
been tucked for so long that I just like, whoop.
It's like, that's your private time. You don't want any zombie just
No
coming
peeping
along.
toms for me.
I mean, I like those consensual zombies. I don't like these peeping tom zombies.
That's rude. Hashtag.
Hashtag zombie
rude.
Zombie too.
Oh my
Zombie
gosh.
me too.
Okay, so she, though, is drying herself
Titties
off. Josh!
She does dry her titties
Well, she
off.
does dry her titties
Hey,
off.
I didn't write it. A woman wrote this.
Yes, I
so-
understand that a woman wrote it.
She wrote the titties in it, I guess. Or maybe that's just Lucio Fulci's.
I'm thinking it's Lucio Fulci, but okay. So she gets out the shower, dries herself off, hears strange noises, and goes to investigate it. And The door starts to try to open.
And she's like, hell no, I'm going to block this door. I'm going to put stuff up against it. I'm going to try my best.
Fingers creep out from behind the door, and they're gross, gnawed-on looking fingers.
To push them. She chops them off with the door.
Yep. Then she tries to barricade herself in and put like a vanity or a chest of drawers like in front of the door.
You're like one of the voices of reason in this movie.
It doesn't happen, and then the zombie punches his arm through the door, and the door frame splinters.
Yes. And he grabs her, and he's pulling her closer and closer to this big shard of wood that's at a point, pointing right into her face. And he pulls her close, and her eyeball goes right into it.
I mean, there's no saving the eyeball. Just in case you were wondering, like, maybe she could go to, like, an ophthalmologist, and they
No, but, you know, on the bright side, she gets to pick out a really pretty glass eye.
That's true. Or she could even rock a whole bunch of different eye patches.
That's true. She could get embroidered ones. She could get monogrammed ones.
I'd make her one.
She could have, like, little cardboard ones that, like, children could paint on.
Yes. She could really have a good time. Like, make little ones out of cardstock, and then kids could put, like, stickers on them.
Notes. And she, like, today, little Johnny wrote this for me. I'm putting it on. It's really uplifting me.
I had to read it with my other eye.
Or, you know, she could have horror movie ones.
Yeah.
You know. Or
all
she
kinds.
could have a patch that looks like an eye.
Do you have a patch that looks like an eye?
You didn't know that I have an eye patch
actually,
on right
now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, anyway, she gets impaled through her eyeball, and then she gets pulled through more, and she's gonna get eaten.
She's dead.
I mean, she's dead.
Girl is dead. Our voice of reason
here
is gone.
again, I feel like she could have fought maybe
There's a lot of just standing there.
There's a lot of shock involved.
She actually does more than most.
Yeah,
she barricaded a door.
Yes.
Most of them don't even do that.
No, you're right.
Most of them don't even move.
Yeah, they do sometimes just stand there in shock and like, ah!
Like, yeah, it's true.
Half-hearted screams.
That is some mouth truth.
Mouth truth, okay. So the foursome arrive on the island, and when they get there, they kind of look their boat over. It's been acting funny since they got in the little cove, and yeah, I guess when the shark attack happened, the shark hit the boat and caused some damage, and they're going to need to like patch it up, so they need help. They're going to shoot a flare into the air and see who comes to their aid.
That rhymed, flare in the air.
A flare in the air, and guess who comes to their aid, Josh? Do you know who comes to their aid?
Oprah.
Yep.
Matthew McConaughey.
And him, yeah, they both. Okay, so Oprah, Matthew McConaughey, and who else?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, yeah. Bill Gates show up, all three of them, and then Dr. Menard.
Dr. Menard.
So we got Dr. Menard that shows up. He's like, I saw your flare in the air, and I just couldn't wait
It's like, I came
to
get
see
ya.
who else was going to be dying on this island tonight. And so they're like, yes, our boat has been attacked and by a shark, and we were coming here trying to find our father. No, not all of our father, just my father. I'm Tessa Poor girl. I mean, we've butchered her fucking name.
Well, she's a bitch. I'm just kidding. No.
And she deserves it.
We love her.
Okay, so when Dr. Menard finds out that it's Tissa, he's like, oh, girl, or Anne. He's like, oh, girl, let me tell you about your father. I shot him. Long story short,
Okay.
So he tells her all about how there's this illness on the island brought on by, some say, this voodoo witch doctor, that like now all the people are getting sick and then they're getting reanimated and coming to life, and he had to shoot him, and like her dad and him were trying so hard to find a cure.
Like, it's been a whole process.
It's been insane. Can you just help a sister out? And so...
Can you help a Menard out?
Then your dad tried to be like a guinea pig, and he injected himself.
That didn't go well.
That didn't go well because he ended up dying.
It's just been a series of unfortunate events.
So, and yeah, again, sorry about this, but I shot him in the head. Okay, so moving forward...
It could be helped.
how can I help you guys? Oh, wait, I'm busy. I'm running this hospital. Can you take my car and check on my wife, please?
So thanks. Okay, sure. So they arrive and they find her dead because she just got her eyeball poked out. But they're sitting there just munching on her too. But what really gets me is how much meat comes off of her wrist.
A ton.
Like,
yes.
One of them grabs, like, her wrist area, and I'm like, man, that is a meaty wrist.
Because she was a very small-framed woman, very thin.
So, if you ever have to eat somebody, go for the wrist.
Wrists are where that's where you're packing a lot of that hidden meat. Hidden meat treat.
Got that hidden meat treat. Meat treat.
Yeah, like, I just also, like, so they get there on the island and they need help. She finds out her dad's dead. And then the doctor's just like, I'm kind of busy. Could you go check on my wife? And they're like, yeah, we have the time.
And then here we go again. As they find her dead, the zombies come into the house. And what do? They stand there for a second, like, ah!
It's like this weird face-off between
5 zombies in there.
5 zombies that are walking at a snail's pace and them just standing there all holding on to each other in shock. Like,
And they even do this thing where they, like, almost put their necks towards the zombie. Like, they put their heads back. They're like, here's my neck.
We're
Bye
ready.
right there. Bye right there. It'll look good we'll get a good shot of that.
On the camera. Okay, so they do run out, they make it to the car, and then they start to drive off, and there's another zombie that's in the road, and they drive off the road, and they get the car hit by a tree.
They knock that zombie. When they hit that zombie, it's pretty hilarious. Yeah. He's like, bing! He goes flying.
Fling!
And then for some reason, that really throws them off the road.
Oh, that's what because
it's almost like he just turns the wheel erratically once he hits something.
And overcorrects, and then damage is done. And then Peter, who's sitting in the back seat, somehow gets injured during the car accident in his ankle.
His
ankle! So now they are, like, helping him, or what did I call him? Did I call him Peter? Okay, yeah. Peter got his ankle hurt. So they're all now on their walking feet, making their way through the island, and
making their way downtown,
while
walking by
faces passing a palm bound. Song break, and we get a break. We get some good shots of the village and all of the overtaking of the zombies that are just running around through the village.
Running amok.
It's no longer Matul as we knew it once.
I don't think I want a vacation in Matul. Not right now, anyway.
If I had to choose, dangerous. I'd stay away. Those slow-moving ghouls are gonna get me.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're in the jungle, and they're trying to make their way through, and we come upon this, like, old cemetery, and Brian, with all of his knowledge of the island that we didn't know he had, he's like, oh, these are the cemetery of the conquistadors.
Yes, the conquistadores, he says.
He's funny because he didn't take you for a man who's got some knowledge so central to Matul.
And then while they're doing this, Tissa and the other Mr. Man decide just to lay down for a minute.
Oh my God, and make out.
They're like, let's just lay here and make out. This is appropriate time. It's not weird that all this is going on around us and we're just like want to lay down and make out in the cemetery. But as they do so, a hand comes out from the earth and grabs his leg, right?
Yeah, his ankle that is already hurt.
And they start screaming again.
And then the zombie puts the tip in.
He puts the tip. He screams even louder.
Yep, screaming. There's a lot of screaming. And so they both get attacked because they're in a cemetery making out. There's like literally decaying bodies everywhere that are coming alive. And then we have Susan and Brian, and they're getting attacked. But Susan is acting like such a fucking Susan about it.
Susan. She stands there and just takes it. She's another one of the ones that's like, no,
I forgot to care. I'm sorry.
Doesn't even, she, puts her head back, reveals her neck, so he gets a nice, fresh, meaty bite. Blood goes everywhere. You get that bloody blood.
Blood.
That red bottle.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, bloody blood.
Red leather, bloody blood.
So, okay, we're down a friend.
She's gone, and of course, that's Brian's wife, but they're all like, she's dead, Brian, let's go.
Let's go, Brian.
Get over it,
you
Brian.
Can't tell her bye. God damn it, Brian.
What are you acting, Brian?
Oh.
She's fucking dead, dude.
Would you
Get
stop
over
acting like a Brian, Brian?
She just died 2 seconds ago. Get over it, Brian.
And her name was Susan, okay? We just can't. We just can't.
Can't do it.
So they head out. They leave Susan. They're on the island. And they head back to the hospital to find the doctor. And when they get there, they've got to barricade themselves up because the zombies are coming.
And they're trying to get supplies and things. He's like, grab some bottles. I don't know. Are they just going to throw the bottles at them?
They were going to make Molotov cocktails.
That's right. And he's like, grab more bottles.
Yeah.
And we get another girl in the barn and she's just a worker there or something,
yeah, she's
right?
the nurse of Menards.
And she does the thing too where she just stands there and starts screaming. He comes in and punches this zombie out, helps her, and then tells her, well, grab that and then let's go. As she's grabbing that, a zombie comes back and grabs her and bites her neck. She reveals her neck to him. It's a lot of just standing there and screaming and oh, here's my neck. Would you like a fresh bite?
Hi, do you need a bite? Hi. And Menard, it's funny, when they get there to the barn, he quickly asks about his wife and they're like, nah, she didn't make it. And he just goes on about this big rant about the undead and how he can't fix this and he's gonna figure it out. It's all about him, guys. He's a classic narcissist. He wanted to find a disease that he could cure, and I don't think it's gonna happen for him. And then we get a full-on attack. We get the Molotov cocktails. The barn is on fire.
The barn is on fire.
Barn is on fire. Menard himself gets attacked in the face. He gets his face eaten off.
Not in the face. Now he'll never be a teen model.
Oh no! Everybody's just getting chomped on. It's except for our last three, our threesome. We had our foursome, but Susan acted like Susan, so
this polyamorous relationship's just getting chiseled away.
Just bye, girl, bye. So now we just have those three. All the medical people have died. The little hospital is nothing now. Everybody's on fire.
They get on the boat and just try to leave, right?
Well, they are escaping through, and then they run back into Susan, who's reanimated, and she bites Brian.
Yeah, she's like, you're coming with me, bitch.
Peter shoots Susan, and then they get on the boat. They put Brian on the boat, and they're having this conversation about why they're doing it. He's like, we gotta take him, or they're not gonna believe us. They're not gonna believe that there's these people that are being reanimated, and we're gonna have to take him as proof.
We gotta show them.
They get the boat, and they're out to sea, and then they check the radio, and there's an announcement coming on that says New York City's been overtaken with zombies.
We're like, oh damn, the one that got pushed in the harbor must have swam ashore and been attacking people.
Yeah, well, and the coroner's office.
Yeah.
Zombies just spread.
They're
Here they were, safe in this boat, but they put Brian on the boat, so he's probably gonna try to get them and eat them. They're gonna have to fight him off. Well, that's where it ends, and then it goes into New York City, and we see New York City kind of being overtaken by zombies.
Yeah, I think they're on the Brooklyn Bridge or the George Washington. I don't know my New York bridges, damn it. But they're on a bridge going into Manhattan, and you just see these zombies walking across, and you're like, oh, fuck, y'all.
And you can tell it's, pretty low budget, because down below you can see cars and traffic still going, and the New York didn't stop just so Fulci could shoot his little movie.
Yeah,
so
he didn't have that.
Didn't have a big budget.
That power to shut shit down.
But there
that
you are.
That shut shit down power. He didn't have that.
He didn't have that shut shit down power. No. So we're done. The movie's over. We get the dun 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 dun.
So we're heading to the zombie run.
We're going to be listening to some awesome zombie music. We're going to be chased by zombies.
Check out our Instagram.
we'll save our
See lots of
stories.
pictures and stories, and we'll be right back with the second part of this episode.
So check in just a few tits. Bye!
Bye!
We're back.
And we're tired.
We made it.
We just ran a 5K, bitches.
Yeah.
And guess what? Our asses are still infected.
And let me just say, it was a hot day today.
Oh my gosh, my pits are stanky.
We are infected. That brown water at the end of the race where you climb the slide to kind of celebrate that you've finished looks so nasty. I was like, hell to the no.
Hell to the no.
Give me my medal. Give me my Cliff Bar. Give me my water. I'm out.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Yep. Sign a thing. There's so much hiking.
It's walking.
It's
not running.
Yeah, it's like it's running, but then all of a sudden, like it's uneven. So there you are trying to navigate around all the knolls all over the floor and the ground.
I hate those fucking knolls.
And all those little notches all in the floor and the holes in the ground.
And the green grass grew all around.
And the green grass grew all around.
There was a hole.
There was a hole.
And fucking zombies.
They were running at me.
I never did see.
Went up a hay bale or 2 or 3.
Yeah, we did a few of the obstacles, more than we usually do, and we ran our little hearts out and walked our little farts out, and
yeah.
We had a good time. They got us. There were more zombies than usual. Me telling them, it's my birthday, backfired. I actually got pissed right at the beginning because it was probably, 2 minutes into the race, and I had these 2 zombies kind of tag team me.
Yeah.
And grab 2.
And then not in the way that we liked.
Not the way I wanted. And they grabbed 2 out of the 3 ribbons, like back to back, and they don't usually do that kind of shit. Like you'll notice some of the zombies will kind of come at you, but not really even try to get your ribbon. It's like they know that you're there to have fun, and they want you to have fun. So taking all your ribbons in the first 2 minutes means the rest of your 3 miles you have no challenge. You're
just running.
And so they
the
did that.
The zombies don't interact with you as much because you don't have anything to lose.
And then when we came down the hay bell, they were holding. You had to climb up on and get on these hay bales and walk across them, and then when you came down, they were actually zombies holding this park bench that you had to kind of come down on, step down onto, because it was wobbling. So they were holding it for everybody, and everybody had to kind of go down slow, and they were not taking people's ribbons while they were doing that, but they took mine. And so they're right at 3 minutes into the race, they had already taken all my ribbons, and I was pissed off. I was like, well, this sucks. This isn't fun anymore. But then we round the corner, and these nice zombies were like, hey, that sucks. You don't have any ribbons. Here's some.
Yes.
And gave us some ribbons.
Gave us a couple more ribbons.
Even gave Justine, because at that point, she was down to just 1. Mm-hmm. So it's like they were getting a little ribbon happy this year.
And they gave me 2 ribbons. So then I was back to having all 3. And then we lost them again. And that just goes to show that even with other ribbons, like, they really do.
I don't even know. At the end, you sign the board that says survivor or infected. And the survivor board's a lot smaller. And I'm even surprised there's even 1 name on that survivor board because they're kind of ruthless.
Yes. And, like, we thought that going later in the day it would be less hot, but it's just Oklahoma heat. It's still summertime, so it was nice and toasty.
Hot heat.
And then we thought that zombies would be exhausted, but in fact there were more zombies this year.
And I think the heat actually was pissing them off and making them ornery and
so
making them like, I'm gonna get your ribbon. Like I said, I think saying like, it's my birthday, don't take my ribbon, backfired. They really wanted that ribbon. They're all like, oh yeah, you punk ass bitch, birthday boy, I'm getting your ribbon.
I'm getting your ribbon.
Yeah.
So, and let's see, is there anything else to talk about? Oh, there was this big dragon. There were a lot of things that they had out in preparation for their haunt that they have.
Yeah, it's a really cool location called the Muskogee Castle, and they do like Renaissance fairs. There's
it's all outdoors.
Yeah, it's all outdoors, but there's buildings and facades of like medieval Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
structures, like castles and shops and apothecaries and shit like that that's there year round.
You're at a castle, guys.
So it's actually really fun to run around through. But they had a lot more props and stuff out, kind of like they were showing off. Like, hey, come back in a month for all of our haunts this
all the
Halloween.
Haunted trails and stuff.
Here's some things you might see along the way, you know. So that was fun. It ended up being a really fun race, even though I got pissed off in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, they made up for it.
Yeah.
We got our medals, we signed our board, we got the hell out of there. Here we are.
I'm hot and sweaty and gross.
Trying to cool off. Changed a bit, and it's
I didn't
still
change,
just...
but Justine, like, de-drawered right in front of me.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, lady, put on some pants.
Oh, gosh.
Lady!
Such a prude. Anyways, description city.
I did not sign up to see our
You
final
signed
girls.
a waiver.
Our final girls cooter today.
Stop it. That is not even true. You're gonna go around thinking that you like saw my cooch, which if you did,
and then you got really weird and you winked at me and pinched a nipple. I was like, Justine, that is
so what happened.
So many lines.
Exactly what happened. A rundown of today's events. Okay, let's go ahead and start talking about our fave scenes. I mean,
let's get back into Lucio Fulci's zombie.
Is it obvious that like titties out?
Yeah, I mean,
water escapades.
There's so many good things about this movie too, even though it is so over the top and cheesy. Like we were saying earlier, I really like the Caribbean location. You know, you get this really like exotic locale. You have palm trees and zombies on the beach, zombies in the water.
I love that.
Lots of blood and gore.
Where they're all rising. That zombie melody's coming on, and they are like coming out of the graves, coming out
when Susan gets killed.
Susan!
And I like when, even though all the ladies do put their head back and they're like, here's my neck. The special effects are cool. Like, they rip the flesh, the blood's going everywhere. It's that beautiful, bright red blood.
Mm-hmm. Very Italian.
Italiano blood,
Blood-o?
Blood.
Are you sure that's...
Italiano
like
blood.
sanguine or
Mamma
something?
mia.
No, okay.
Mamma mia. Daddy had the diarrhea.
Okay, so fave scenes. I'll go. I'll talk my fave scene voice.
Fave scene, your opinion.
I'm going fave scene it first. So I'm gonna go with like the underwater topless scene with the shark attack. It's a lot of fun. It's also super creepy. There you are. You're thinking that you're kind of safe from the potential threat, which is this shark, and then all of a sudden there's just a zombie underwater. What? Didn't know that could happen. Thanks, Fulci.
Well, that scene really plays with expectations because you're not thinking there's going to be a zombie down in the water.
Great expectations?
You think it's just some weird gratuitous scene where all the guys on board are ogling her breasts and she's like, here, I'm going to go swimming. You think it's just a moment so you can see some titty, you know, or two. And
titty or two.
Then it becomes this cool underwater horror scene that you've never really witnessed anything like that before. I've never seen a lady with her tits out, her gorgeous breasts, breasticles.
Are you saying you saw that just earlier?
Well, I mean, when I go scuba diving, I always go with my tits out. So, but I guess I'm saying I relate, but I've never seen it before. So it was really good to see myself on screen. You know, no, I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
It's all about representation.
You're all up there, all of you.
And then you get the zombie. Then you get the zombie fighting a shark, and you get.
It's amazing.
And then, Justine, one of our favorite things, water blood.
Water blood.
You listened to our Jaws 2 episode. You know,
saw the water blood.
You know we love the water blood.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some good water blood.
There's lots of good water blood. There's also just like this idea that there is a shark attack, a zombie attack, a lady doing some pirouetting underwater with no top on. It's wonderful. It's a very well choreographed.
It's like a scene that starts about like freedom and feeling free in your own body to becoming a scene about like, oh shit, while I'm down here free in my own body, somebody's trying to kill this body.
Be munching on me.
They're
trying to rip these cheese.
They're trying to rip it up.
Okay, so that's a really fun scene.
And you also get some pillowy bush in that scene.
Slight bush, not a log. Guys, let's not run with it, okay? All right, moving on. Fave scene. Are you going?
My fave scene.
Where are you going?
I don't know where I'm going, because of course everybody's fave scene is the underwater
or
scene. But of course the eye poking, that's a good scene too, when she gets her eye poked.
Or maybe I'm just kidding. Like,
I really like towards the end where they get to the island, they go to check on the wife, find her dead, and then they're like, we're just gonna lay here and like make out and all
in that cemetery.
And you get that music and all the zombies start rising. You get Susan, who gets, again, all these people get hypnotized by the zombies and cannot move an inch to save their own lives. And you get that really cool Susan kill. That's like one of the best neck bites.
That's a neck bite.
He pulls ribs. You see like the tendons.
It's squirting out. That blood just.
Get that squirt.
Squirt. Squeak, squeak, squeak. There goes the blood. Squeak, squeak, squeak. There goes the blood.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
We're delirious now and hungry ourselves.
Delirious and hungry.
All right. Well, so yeah, good scenes.
Yeah, I think kind of those are some of the best, but there's a lot of fun scenes. The attack at the beginning of the boat and just like kind of the bumbling cops are like, oh, go down here, and they just kind of act a little stupid. And you get the beautiful New York City skyline in the background.
Yes. Also the Caribbean shots where it's just the village that's empty. You'll see a zombie passing by, but the palm trees and the ocean out there and the shoreline. It's all very pretty.
That's one of my favorite aspects of the movie is the location. Set in the tropics. Just adds for, something new, something different.
Yeah, into that voodoo lore as well that they're trying to introduce and say is kind of bringing on the illness of the village.
And a lot of people are skeptical, like, that's kid shit.
That doesn't sound like very sound information to me.
But shit, those people are zombies.
And voodoo
Something's
witch
happening.
doctors, they're on the island, be doing something, and something got to do with something.
Something's got to do with
That's
something.
the thing, is that we never find out because everybody dies and leaves the island, and then, the zombies are overtaking New York City. So maybe that's it. We're not ever going to really know why zombies...
And we're not completists of the zombie series. So we haven't seen the Zombie 3, which is really Zombie 2.
Yeah. Okay, so should we go ahead and maybe mention what we're going to be doing next?
Well, we need to do knife rating.
Oh, yeah,
Badge.
knife ratings.
How dare you?
I even have it written down, too.
Right,
I just thought of it 2 seconds ago.
Today. I'm gonna go 4 knives.
4 knives for Mr. Josh?
It's a fun Lucio Fulci flick. You get everything you expect out of it. You get those giallo Italian murder mystery vibes, but in this case, the mystery and the murder is really taking place by zombies and a mad scientist doctor that's creating them on the island.
Borrowing almost from other genres too, the mad scientist.
But it being zombies and the location in the tropics, and you get underwater, nudity scenes that end with shark fights, and come on.
Yes,
4
I agree.
knives.
I'm giving 4 knips as well.
Oh my God, we agree.
We agree, and we agree across the board. I do feel like for other movies that are going to come after it, it's inspirational, and it's a telling of the voodoo zombie story that we haven't really gotten a full story on yet. So that was nice. I mean, when it came out back then in '80, if you got to experience it, then I did myself because
But it still even kind of feels new because nowadays, most zombie things are very either urban or rural. It's either in a city or out in the country, people trying to survive. This one's on a fucking island. Like, it's fun.
Yes. Another zombie movie we once covered that was on an island was with Cillian Murphy.
Well, yeah, a big island.
Yeah,
England.
a big-ass island.
Not a tropical island.
Yeah, so check it out. That was... How many weeks later?
28 days. That was days
4 weeks later.
28 weeks later.
Yeah, we haven't covered that.
A lot of stuff happens later.
Yeah, later on.
They need a movie called Now.
It's like currently. What's happening? We should ourselves just do another like Zombie 4 back in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Italiano style. All right, guys. So 4 knives, and that's it.
Yeah, we'll be back next month with our Halloween-esque episode.
Where we're covering Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, episode 45 is gonna be Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Francis, if you're nasty.
If you listened last year when we covered Dracula, we tried to go to this castle in an area called Turner Falls in Oklahoma. But if you listened, you know that it got rained out, and it's the only time we've done a trip where we showed up and couldn't do what we said we were on our way to do.
It's flooded, guys.
So we're going back. We're going to this damn castle at a waterfall.
To Turner Falls.
Okay.
Back. So catch us next month for that.
And take care of yourselves. Listen and rate and review us. Go back and listen to other episodes. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you listen. Really helps us out. We need you.
We need you. Check out Zombie. It's on Shudder.
Check out ScreenQueensPodcast.com. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Check you out. Okay. Bye.